Some of the best zoos play a very important role in biodiversity. Their breeding programs are very important for avoiding the extinction of certain species. Many zoos have very good educational programs for schools, children's, etc., etc. Zoos play a very important role, but that doesn't mean that all zoos are perfect.
We estimate that there are 4,000 zoos now in Europe. They contain millions of animals. If the European Union stands for quality, then it is shameful that European zoos, as I think these reports will demonstrate, do not live up to public expectations and the intentions of those who drafted the directive in the first place.
Zoos are not meeting their responsibilities in relation to CBD, which is the Convention of Biodiversity, and particularly the conservation of biodiversity. Zoo operators in many member states do not know how to provide adequate care for the animals. Member state competent authorities do lack the knowledge and expertise to effectively interpret and apply requirements. How can we improve on that? Well, the directive is 2 pages of A4. There's no explanatory notes, there's no guidance, there's no help to understand what biological needs are or conservation needs are. State veterinarians lack knowledge and expertise to effectively assess animal well-being, identify poor welfare, and address it.
2010 was the International Year of Biodiversity, whereby we reflected on how much progress we were making both within the EU and globally. And I regret to say that we haven't achieved our objectives in relation to halting biodiversity loss. The primary objective of the Zoos Directive is to promote wild animal species protection and conservation by strengthening the role of zoos in the conservation of biodiversity. We in the Commission will examine any well-founded and substantiated allegations of a failure of compliance with this legislation, and we will obviously take the necessary action as a follow-up to that in the context of our role and in ensuring compliance with the different provisions of the legislation.
I identify at least 3 problems that are common and are not specifically to Zoo Directive. Enforcement is always a problem on animal welfare. Communication, education, training is also an issue. Providing guidance, better training of officials and so on are also common problems that we found on animal welfare. But I think it's also important that, in particular, if you want to elaborate guidance, guides, making training and so on, you have also to have more research on the specific needs of the animals, how you can find solutions for specifically designed for zoo.